Alright, what's up, YouTube Nation? It's me. I don't want you to hear the sound of the washer machine because it'll be disturbing the video. So today's title is going to be called, sorry, I had dinner earlier, Sex with an Adult Star. Now, I would say having sex with a porn star, but let's be honest, we don't want YouTube to come on here and take down the YouTube video, because if they see the word porn, they'll be like, oh great, he's trying to influence America's youth when they're already influenced. So we're going to call it Sex with an Adult Star. Doesn't matter if I say entertainment star or adult star, rated X star, you know what I mean when I say sex with a porn star. It's a well-deserved video. I got a huge response when it came to talking about supermodels. Now we're going to talk about porn actresses. Now, this thing that's going on with the president, you know, they say he supposedly messed with her back in the day. Guess what? When you become rich and famous, you can have sex with the hottest women on the planet. And I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what any stupid pickup artist or dating coach opens their mouth and says sarcastically, because when you have sex with a porn star, it's the second best next to a supermodel. Like, I would say a supermodel's number one, and then I would say a porn star would probably be number two or number three. Probably number three if then number one or number two, because at number two would be the beauty pageant, Miss USA. And I did say that in spring break, I would make a video what's the difference between a supermodel, a porn star, Miss USA, and then what they call an Instagram hoe. So we'll get to those videos. Here we're talking about adult stars. Now, these women are women that you went to high school with, college with, and even sometimes go to work with. I'm going to say it again. A lot of the women you see in a lot of these adult films, entertainment adult films, once upon a time you saw them in high school, college, and at your job, and you didn't even know it. I'm getting ready to do it. O'Shea Duke Jackson, Ringo TV Raw, Solo TV 84, Alpha Male Strategy, Andrew 10126. I don't preach because I don't go to church, but I do teach. I know my dad probably be like, that's a little bit too much now, but it's my own catchphrase. But I got it from O'Shea Duke Jackson when he used to say Calypso, Oregon. These women you went to high school, college with, you see them at your job, you see them everywhere you go, but you don't know what they do after they get off the clock. Now, why I say they're the next best option if you can't get a supermodel? Because back when I was a little kid, it used to be that if you couldn't get the supermodels, you had to settle for second best. It's like going to a championship fight and you want to be heavyweight champion of the world, and instead of being heavyweight, there was what they call junior heavyweight. You know, and if you were trying to be the light heavyweight champion, there was the junior light heavyweight title in boxing. Same thing that you see in professional wrestling. And a lot of times, you would see professional basketball players, football players, baseball players, tennis players, soccer players, and even politicians having sex with adult stars. Now, back when I was a little kid, it was Jane Jameson. You know, she was by far the biggest entertainment adult star of the 20th century. Every man would go into the Touch of Romance and would buy all her adult entertainment films. And then there were others that would come after that. Let's see. But a lot of people might say they're just known for having sex. Yeah, back in the late 60s, early 70s, did you know that the sexual revolution is what actually kicked off the porn industry? Like, a lot of the girls that did porn in that time period came from the sexual revolution in the late 60s, early 70s. That's when it became okay to, be a whore, be a slut, and be proud of it, not Amber Rose. Amber Rose may think she's resurrected it, but she ain't resurrect shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to tell you the truth here. But the point is, that's where it came from. And it wasn't until Tracy Lords popped into the picture. Now, a lot of y'all millennials don't know who the hell Tracy Lord is. I wouldn't expect you to know who Tracy Lord is. But if you were born in the 70s, in the 1980s, in the early 1990s, you know who the hell I'm talking about when I say Tracy Lords. Man, that white girl was fine as hell. I mean, she lied about her age. Yes, she did. We didn't know it at the time, but she lied about her age. And she came into a time period where porn was taken off, but it hadn't really got the respect and the credit that it gets today. And like Wesley Snipes, a lot of YouTubers talked about it. If it weren't for Wesley Snipes and Michael J. White, where would the Marvel Cinematic Universe be? If it weren't for them two, there would be no X-Men. There would be no Spider-Man. There would be no Marvel's Avengers. There would be no Iron Man, no Thor, no Captain America, no Hulk. There would have never ever been an Ant-Man or a Doctor Strange for that matter if it wasn't for Michael J. White and Wesley Snipes. Well, the same rule goes for Tracy Lords and Jane Jameson. If it weren't for those women, you would not be trying to go to your local Blockbuster or Touch of Romance, and you would be buying their DVDs and watching it. And it's more of Tracy Lords than Jane Jameson, because Tracy Lords kind of came in that time period where nobody knew about it. This woman did over 100 films, and she became, I think, if not the first, either the second or the third adult star to produce, direct, and write her adult films. And then she crossed over mainstream into Hollywood, doing television and film. Remember Roxanne? Well, a lot of y'all are too young to even remember Roxanne. But she was on there for about 2 or 3 seasons. And then she tried to, break into the music industry. I'll give you something that y'all can to recognize. Mortal Kombat. There we go. Mortal Kombat. Remember Mortal Kombat in the late 1990s, early 2000s? Remember the video games? Well, a lot of y'all be playing with Jade. Remember Jade, the female ninja that's in all green with the ponytail, Jade? The person that voices her voice in the video game is Tracy Lords. If you've seen the first Mortal Kombat movie in 1995, remember the theme song when Reptile was a statue, then he came to life and started whooping Liu Kang's ass? That theme song was actually written and produced by Tracy Lords herself. And the people who took that song from New Line Cinema put it in the Mortal Kombat movie. And she sued the New Line Cinema for stealing her song and not giving her no money for it. They were supposed to put her in Mortal Kombat the movie. They never did, because they was afraid that the movie would get scrutinized for putting a porn actress in a video game movie adaptation. She was supposed to be in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Instead, they chose an Asian actress to play Jade, because they was afraid, well, if we get a white girl playing a Japanese character, then fans will slam the movie. The movie got slammed anyway. But my point is, she was supposed to be in Mortal Kombat Conquest, the television show, and she never appeared in that either. So when she voiced her voice in 4 video games as Jade, that's where she made her mark in the video game industry. And if you ever seen Seth Rogen's movies where they call it Andy or Sarah or whatever they call it, make a sex tape. I can't even remember the name of the movie exactly. She was in that movie. Remember when she's taking the bubbles and she's making her vagina make a big bubble and it come out of her vagina? That's Tracy Lords. And Walt Disney don't want to tell you this, and that might get in trouble, but they tell you that John Carter, the movie, well, it really wasn't exactly the first John Carter movie, and let's just keep it that way. I don't want Walt Disney to say, hey, kid, you can't come in here and tell them that. They're not supposed to know that information. And remember the first Blade film with Wesley Snipes? Who do you think was in the beginning of the opening scene of the movie? Tracy Lord. See, a lot of people don't understand their history. Tracy Lord was in the first Blade film. So technically, what people need to understand is if it really wasn't for Blade, if it wasn't for Wesley Snipes, Michael J. White and Spawn, and if it weren't for Tracy Lord, you probably would not see people like Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow. You probably would not see Charlize Theron do movies like Mad Max Fury Road if it really weren't for someone like Tracy Lords. Now, I know Hollywood might say that's just giving her too much credit, but she did do television, she did film, she wrote 4 books, she broke into the music industry, and she also had a touch in the video game industry. So Tracy Lord has been all over the place. Now let's get to why I say, is it good or is it bad to have sex with an adult entertainment star? The answer is no. But you might say, Alex, they've had sex with 50 to 150 men. Well, so have the girls in high school and college that you once upon a time tried to get your Mac on with. Guess what? If you can deal with loose women that you went to high school and college with, you can deal with a porn actress. Just buy you 4 boxes of Trojan condoms and get tested every 6 months and you'll be just fine. Now, you see all your rappers doing it. You see your favorite professional basketball players, football players, and some bodybuilders and weightlifters have had sex with porn entertainment stars. Plus, you got some singers that we know that have done it, like Usher, for an example. Yeah, Usher had messed with Kareen Steffans, and Kareen Steffans did a sex tape that turned into an adult film. So I'm giving you some history and some acknowledgement of it. Now, the reason why I say if you can't get the supermodels and if you can't get Miss USA, then you get option number 3. Now, these women are freaks. Whatever you want them to do, they will do it. You wanna do doggy dog style, they'll do it doggy dog style. White people call it sex anal, black people call it doggy dog style, but it's the same shit if you think about it. If you want missionary, they'll do missionary. If you want a girl to go down on you and give you a blowjob from the back, their freaky ass will do it. You want threesomes, foursomes, they'll do it. You want to have sex in the water pool, they'll do it. If you want to screw a girl in the elevator, they're down for it. And they do snort up a lot of cocaine and they do get buck wild. Now, I did go to a entertainment porn convention a little over 9 years ago. Yeah, 9 years ago I went to an event, right? And at this event, I saw like about 5 porn actresses that today they're not even rich and famous. They're broke. That's the sad part about being an entertainment adult star. You get this bright spotlight that lasts for about 6, 7, 8 years. And by the time you get 30, 35 years old, the party is over for you. And a young girl that's 18, 19, 20 comes in and she becomes the town of the talk. So that's the bad and sad reality of being an adult entertainment star. So for you women out there that are from the age of 18 to 29, if you're thinking about being an entertainment adult star, you better think long and hard about what you're about to put yourself through. Because once it's over, you're not going to be the same again. Yes, I'm using Chris Jericho's slogan, you will never, ever again be the same. And at this event, I saw I won't say 50, I saw a 45-year-old white woman with some big ass breasts. And she looked at me with this look like, I've had sex with hundreds of men. And I said, I'm sure you have. And she looked at me like the only thing I have not had sex with is with a black man. And you look like the perfect black man that I would want to screw. And she didn't say it with her mouth, but the look that she had on her face. Then I saw a 40-year-old white woman who looked like she might be retired. She might be producing and directing. And I was trying to find some food, right? So you couldn't bring food into the LA Convention Center. This is in downtown Los Angeles, whatever. And my experience with an adult entertainment star was hilarious because I didn't think that a 45-year-old woman would look at me like the only thing I ain't never had was some black dick up my ass. And then we had a 40-year-old white woman that looked at me and she kept walking back and forth looking at me like either she thought I was a adult entertainment star that she had recognized because the way she looked at me, like she had this look like you look familiar, like you look like you're rich and famous, or you look like this is your type of scene. And I only went because I was curious to see what's the big deal about an adult entertainment convention. That's why I did. That's why I went. And she comes back and she wasn't wearing no bra. And I think at one point she was looking at me with that look like, yeah, I'll fuck him. And I was just blown the fuck away that here I wasn't even trying to get no attention from an entertainment adult star, and they're trying to pay attention to me. And my best friend wanted to go, so me and him went. I'm not gonna tell you his name. And he got to meet the world's shortest entertainment star. I mean, this girl was like 4'2". Now the record for being short is 4'11", right? But this woman was 4'2" and was called the world's shortest entertainment adult star. You got her autograph, of course. Now I actually met an entertainment adult star that's not even famous anymore today. But back when she was in her prime, oh man, I used to watch all her husband's movies on Cinemax. Y'all got Cinemax, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Her husband's the big buff guy with the long curly hair, and he's been in all those, they call him soft porn. She's in hardcore porn, he's in soft porn. So I seen all her husband's films, but I met her in person and I got her autograph. And I know y'all want me to go show you a photograph of her, but I can't do it because I don't want YouTube to take the damn video down if I try to show you a photo of an entertainment adult star, because if they see that on YouTube, then I'm legally liable to get sued. So sorry, you guys can't see the autograph of an entertainment adult star. Just use your imagination. I even seen a golf porn actress. I spoke to her, I said hi to her. And there's this one fat nerd guy that stalks her. That's another sad thing about being in the entertainment business, is that you get stalked a lot. I mean, and this guy was obsessed with this woman. Like, I have never seen a guy go through hell to go to every city and every location that this woman would go do porn at. So the simping is at an all-time high. And these women will get you some drugs. You want some cocaine? You want them hard drugs? Them are the chicks to go get your drugs from. Let me see what else. Some of these women are lesbians. Some of these women are bisexual. And some of these women are so turned out that they will screw an average man. Oh yeah, they will actually do it. And I got by far the most looks, and I think it was because at that time I was really into bodybuilding, that they was looking at me like, who the hell is this guy over there that's buff? Like, they looking at me like, that's the guy I should be trying to get to know. So yes, it's okay to have sex with an entertainment adult star. Now I will say this in closing, that there are times where you date one. Now, if women tell you don't ever have sex with an entertainment adult star or a stripper or a dominatrix, because I already made a video about that, I can almost guarantee you that those women are jealous, because that woman can make any man so happy that a lot of the women, when they see these porn actresses, they're intimidated because these women know how to satisfy men on many levels. And there have been stories of men that were rich and famous, men that were pro athletes, professional basketball players, football players, MMA fighters, that would actually dump their wife or their girlfriend for a entertainment adult star. You know who Tito Ortiz is, right? He used to be a big MMA fighter 10 years ago. You know, 3-time MMA, light heavyweight champion, 2-time middleweight champion. He dated a porn star. And guess what? Before he met her, he was supposed to be engaged to get married and have kids to a Latino woman. This is before he became big in the UFC and before he had drug abuse and got into it with Dana White. You do know who Dana White is, don't you? Well, anyway, he dumped his current girlfriend for a entertainment adult star. And he wasn't the only one who done it. Chuckman the Iceman Liddell had dated one. So it ain't just basketball and football and baseball players who are doing this. You got pro boxers, you got MMA fighters doing it. It was rumored, and I say rumored, so don't be going to John Cena's Instagram or Twitter page and send them messages saying there's this kid on YouTube that said you had sex with a porn star. And John Cena be like, what? When I find him, I'm gonna give him an FU. I'm gonna give him the STUF. I know it's a terrible John Cena impersonation, but it was rumored that John Cena and other professional wrestlers had a quarrel with an entertainment adult star. It was rumored. It ain't just basketball and football and baseball players. You got Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? If you do know, one of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s ex-baby mamas is a stripper. And same thing with Mayweather. He was going to get married and have kids with this black girl, and he dumped her for the black girl that is no longer his baby mama. So that's why I'm saying it's okay. And it's also another form of prostitution. A lot of men who do it, they get asked this one question: if you know she's had sex with 50 to 100 men, why you still do it? And they just straight out say, well, I'm a man's man. And one last thing before I end the video: yes, you must demonstrate that you have masculine energy and that you are a man. If you start showing signs of you're in a beta male, all bets are off. So you better demonstrate yourself as a man. If they sense that you're scared, if they sense that you are in fear, it's over. If you can't deal with a regular woman being buck wild, then don't mess with an entertainment adult star. Don't mess with a golf girl. Don't mess with a dominatrix. Don't even try to mess with a supermodel if you can't even deal with an average woman that's buck wild. Nice way, use extreme caution. These women are so aggressive that they'll snatch your clothes off. And these women could be in their 30s and their 40s, and they'll do some things to you that the average whore and slut can't do in the bed. And that's the number one reason why men like having sex with adult entertainment stars. Well, I hope you love this video. Peace.